When I was in kindergarten and first grade, I was in a segregated school. And by the time I had the opportunity to go to the integrated school, Sale Creek School, K through 12, by the time I got to the 4th grade, my teachers were pondering whether or not to hold me back because I didn't know my multiplication tables. And you know why I didn't know them? Because that education was not equitable and it was not equal to anything that it should have been. I want to spend a moment talking about the difference between equal and equitable education. You know, I've said before that I think we have to understand when we're being culturally responsive to children that we have a profound effect up on the lives of the children that we're handed every day. And I think that when we talk about curriculum and instruction and environment and assessments, I can't say enough about the role that culture plays in our classrooms. You know, I heard something one time that said, you know, there are 2 types of people who go to school every morning. The person who goes to the job and the person who goes to the job with a mission. And they're going to be 2 distinct outcomes on the lives of children. I think that's just so important for us to think about. And the other thing that comes to mind with an equitable and equal education, I enjoy working in a public charter school because I can make sure that equal is not giving every child the same amount of attention, the same amount of dollars. It may take $4,000 extra per child to educate that child from where they started with us to where I'm supposed to take them. And so I'm really careful about equal and equitable. I often ponder and make sure that I'm the one who's providing or helping to provide that equitable education. I recently visited the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., and I ran upon my great aunt Nettie Hunt sitting on the steps in 1954, the steps of the Supreme Court, holding the newspaper when, in 1954, when they desegregated schools. That was 1954. I was still in a segregated school in 1965 and 66. Think about that. 1964, 65, and 66. And so again, I'm very cognizant of the fact that just in my own learning, if you don't have a good, equitable education, then you leave children behind. Thank God I had a 4th grade teacher who taught me what I needed to know. She was differentiating instruction during that time, and we didn't call it that. But I go back to the fact that she not only drilled me on those multiplication tables, she loved me. And that's what we have to do with children. We have to understand what children need. And when we get them, take them as far as we can in the time allotted to us, and then put them to the next level. There's a name of a book called Think Like a Champion. And Think Like a Champion says, and you know, I used to talk about people giving 105 and 110% all the time, but there's a piece in this book that says, Think Like a Champion. And the author of this book said, I don't ask for 100%. I ask for 87%. And I thought, 87%? Why? And the guy said, if you ask Miguel over here or someone, are you giving me 100%? And they say, yes. Or if I asked a teacher, or if someone asked me, I'd say, yes. Well, if you've already given your 100%, what else do you have to give? He said he was always looking for people that went, no, I haven't given my 100% yet, but I'd sure like to, but I think I'm at 89%. I'm going to leave us there to think about that. Think like a champion. And he says champions think as if they've always got something else to give. I don't know. We'll talk about that at one of our OATS sessions, because that's one of those things that gives us the opportunity to think strategically, doesn't it? So thank you for watching this episode of OATS. Stay tuned for our next sessions, and remember that you can join us by following us on our Facebook page, any of our social media, LinkedIn, and you can also find us at arroweducationalconsulting.com. Again, welcome to OATS, and we'll see you the next session.